So today we're going to talk about our newest pads, 3-step polishing pads. And literally that's what they are. In 3 pads, we're able to do the same quality finish as we do with our 7-step pads, which is huge time saver, which equals huge money saver. So how does it work? Well, classically, regular pads, you go 50, 100, 200, 400, 800, 1500, 3000. And you can see where we go from a raw, sanded, dull, and lighter look all the way to a high gloss. Well, 3-step pads do the exact same thing in just fewer steps. The number 1 is doing the work from 50 to 200, taking out the saw marks and grinder marks. The number 2 takes out the swirl patterns and scratches from the number 1, giving a nice honed finish. And then the number 3 just puts on a beautiful professional shine that matches the top of the surface. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to demonstrate these pads on 3 of the industry's toughest challenges: black granite, high grain and high resin content engineered stone, and then one of the biggest challenges of all, quartzite, the hardest material in the countertop market. So let's get started. So the first material we're going to do is black granite. The problem in the past with 3-step pads with other brands is they just didn't have enough oomph. They weren't aggressive enough to bring out that dark, rich color, and so you ended up with a lighter charcoal or chocolate. These pads, because they have a much softer resin bond and higher diamond concentrate, they'll pull out the color to match the surface, no problem. And we're going to do it right now. All right, so we just finished with the number 1 pad, and I'm gonna do on this piece just like what I did on that sample that I take around with me. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna show the number 1 from here to here, then we'll show the number 2 from here to here, and the number 3 from here to here. As you can see, the number 1 pad did a great job of taking out the saw marks and really got it nice and flat and ready for the number 2. All right, so we just finished with the number 2, and as you can see, there's a dramatic color change from the number 1 being a very light gray to the number 2 being more of a darker charcoal, and now we're going to hit it with the number 3 that's really going to pop it and get that color right up to the surface color. Okay, that was great. Look, you've got that light gray color, but a smooth finish with the number 1. You've got that darker charcoal, all the swirl marks are gone with number 2, and number 3, pop. You have a mirror finish that perfectly matches the black on the top. And I hope you noticed, I just did all that dry, so these are not only a great pad in the shop wet, but they're awesome out in the field dry with a shop vac and a shroud. So let's go to the next material. So the next material we're going to do is quartzite, specifically Taj Mahal. This material is, I consider it critically hard. It's actually harder than granite. And if you were counting, I snuck one in on you. I added a number 0. This is an extra course for critically hard materials to go a little bit deeper, to be more aggressive, to get out the saw marks and make it easier for the 1, the 2, and the 3. It's not necessary, but it helps a lot and it helps extend the life of the other 3. So let's get started. Well, that was fun. There you have it. Taj Mahal with a factory finish in just 3 steps. So this is quartzite, not to be confused with quartz. Quartz is the common term for engineered stone, a man-made stone that back in the day was 93% quartz, 7% resin on the MSDS sheet, but that was by volume. So now the MSDS sheet still says 93 and 7, but it's by weight. Okay, it's a little misleading. That means that some of these engineered stones, like the one we're about to do now with the fine grain, is as much as 33% resin. So the traditional pads, the resin in the pad itself is so hard that it leaves swirl marks. So a lot of guys will use their oldest, most broken in pads, sometimes worn all the way down to the cloth, before they really start to leave a nice finish without the scratches. We're going to demonstrate here that these pads with the softer melamine resin leaves no scratches right from the beginning all the way to the end. And we're going to do this time, we're going to do it with water so that we don't burn the stone. So now we're ready to do our final material. We're going to do the engineered stone, or quartz. And this time we're going to do it wet. Because of the high resin content in this material, if you try to run it dry, it'll burn. You'll see it'll get dark, it won't look right. So we're going to do it with water, and we don't need the 0 because it's such a soft material. We're just going to go with the straight 1, 2, 3. And you're going to be shocked at how good this works. So there you have it, 3 challenging materials, 1 set of darn good 3-step pads, each one giving you a factory finish. We did the black granite, we did the Taj Mahal quartzite, and then we did this fine grain, high resin engineered stone. So just keep this in mind. Don't jump off of the number 1 until you've reached what you would consider a normal 200. Don't jump off number 2 until you've reached what you would normally consider 800, and then number 3 just puts on the bling. So I'm Adam Tompkins for Zenesis. This has been fun. We'll catch you on the next one.